I have had the fruitcake once.
I got the fruitcake when I was in high school. So I think I've had it only once.
I don't remember. I was one of the early ones. And I don't for the life of me remember who gave it to me or what I did the following Christmas.
So what's the tradition of the fruitcake? The fruitcake is this made-up tradition by this guy. Okay, I did it. And the idea is that you have to present the same fruitcake year after year after year as it goes through the family. And the only deal is you don't just give it away, you present it with some sort of presentation.
I thought it was a great thing, actually. I wasn't sure if it would take hold, but your dad's really persuasive and is always willing to set the example. So, he leads by example. So, and he seemed pretty determined that this wasn't going to fall flat. And I wasn't sure how the rest of the family would respond, but everybody responded with great enthusiasm, so.
I thought, well, that's typical. Typical of Brad, who felt the need to introduce a new tradition into the family. I didn't see anything wrong with the old traditions, but anyway, there we are.
When I started the tradition, it was a pretty boring family. We were just really small, and we didn't have much going on in the holidays. So this was kind of my idea to create a tradition. It didn't have a ton of meaning. It just seemed like something that would be fun to do.
I don't remember it starting. Well, I don't remember it I don't remember it not happening.
It does reflect a certain happiness about the tradition of the fruitcake in the family, and I think people take it seriously and have turned it into a big deal because everybody actually thinks it's kind of great.
I believe the first year it just was passed, and the second year there was a limerick read, and the third year maybe a poem and a song, and it's just kind of gotten bigger and bigger every year. But this past Christmas was the 22nd year that we passed the fruitcake. I passed it to my aunt. So the fruitcake has grown to be a very big deal in our family, and if you have the fruitcake, you'd better not lose track of that thing, and you better pass it.
I got it from Nathan, and I was very pleased to get the fruitcake, of course. I don't know where I was exactly in the order, but a lot of people had it before I had it, so I was very excited about my new job.
And so when I passed it the next year, I did a puppet show, and so we had all these puppets, almost like these Muppet type things, but cheaper. And I just kind of assigned them names. So one was me and one was my Uncle Mark, and I did this show where Uncle Mark was crying because he'd never gotten the fruitcake before, and so my puppet gave Uncle Mark the fruitcake, and so that year Uncle Mark got the fruitcake.
I think it was after my junior year of high school, and I had just been to Chile for about a month, and I'd learned all of these traditional Chilean dances and stuff when I was going to school there. And so my thing was to pass the fruitcake to someone, but it was a dancing competition, but it was rigged. And so everyone had to dance the Chilean dance, and then the best dancer would get the fruitcake, but it was rigged. And so I think I really disappointed Theo because he really felt that he was the best dancer, and he was, frankly, but Nancy got the fruitcake.
I did a cartoon drawing of a manatee, a fruitcake, and a rubber ducky, and then you had to fill in what was happening at the bottom of the page. And Thea won because he had the most detailed explanation / story of what was happening. So my competition was not rigged.
I think the fruitcake is fairly vital now. I mean, in a way it's kind of an annoyance to have it because it's kind of stressful to have to think of something better than the year before. But it's something really nice to look forward to every year.
When I did the fruitcake for the first time, I think they thought it was funny, and I made these long, complicated rules that were sort of funny, and they all played along, and I think that was funny, and I doubt anyone thought it would last this long. And you know, my plan was for it to last, but no one could have guessed it would last 22 years and seem to be still going strong.